Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing another video about narcissism. In this case, I just wanted to say, narcissists are criminals. But we'll get into that as the video goes on. Yes, I do use gameplay footage for my psychology videos. I know it's a bit weird, but bear with me here. The visual allows me to give you longer rants and speeches about narcissism. So where was I? Oh yeah, narcissists are total criminals. I think of narcissists as human criminal enterprises. Everything they do is criminal, and it's only when you've been with one long enough that you start to see these signs and patterns that you may have never seen near the beginning. It's why you can never trust a narcissist, even if you can get past their annoying behavior, even if you can survive all the things they throw at you, even if you're strong, they'll blindside you and potentially put you in a lethal situation or do something very criminal to you. I've known about, I want to say, 8 or 9 narcissists in my life. People that I personally knew and had a relationship with that ended up being very narcissistic. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, this is just the fact of the matter. They were narcissists, and every last single one of them that I knew was a criminal. And if they weren't an overt criminal, they were a criminal subtly. And if they weren't a criminal subtly, they were an emotional predator. So even if they're not a criminal and not committing literal crimes, they're technically a criminal emotionally, and they'll just be a terrorist that way. If there's somebody in your life that's cut out a narcissist and you're kind of confused because you're like, why don't they talk to them ever? Like, why do they act like they're not real? You don't negotiate with terrorists, and that's what narcissists are. They're relationship terrorists. But most importantly, they're criminals, so I'll get into that in a minute. Every narcissist I ever knew was a criminal, and how were they a criminal? Well, one narcissist I knew really enjoyed breaking into people's homes when they were young. They used specialized burglary tools and broke into people's homes and would steal their jewelry and end up wanted by the police, and they loved it and they liked the thrill of the whole entire thing from start to finish, and they still don't regret it. And that was just one narcissist, and did they ever face consequences for it? Socially, absolutely, but legally, no, not even close. Another narcissist I knew really liked to hurt animals, specifically cats. This was more of a long-distance thing, but I knew somebody when I was a teenager, and I was stupid, I didn't know any better. I knew this 25-year-old woman who was really crazy, and she liked to do really disturbing things on camera. For example, she liked to kill and torture cats. She would find stray cats in the neighborhood, take them to a shed, beat them senseless, or even kill them, or put them in a locker for days. Now, you probably think I'm lying or I'm crazy, but no, I'm not. I was only 17 at the time, though, and I was very immature, so what was I even really going to do? Hey, psychopath, stop killing animals right now. Yeah, that's not going to work. They did get somewhat exposed for this and outcasted by a lot of people, which was very good. I was very happy to see that, but no consequences. I knew another narcissist that enjoyed infiltrating people's relationships, just straight normal relationships, to ruin them and potentially get their boyfriend on their side, or just get them to cheat altogether. And they tried to get me to cheat. I knew another narcissist who was talking about doing her husband in, as in taking his life. I don't want to say the words to trigger YouTube, but yes, that's what she wanted to do, and she talked about it, and she plotted it, and she looked for options, and talked about it with me. She talked about it with me, and other people, because that's what narcissists do. They're sloppy, they're disorganized, but they're very dangerously chaotic. In high school, there was this narcissistic bully type kid, and this is over 10 years ago at this point, and he had like the shaved eyebrows, and he thought he was so cool and so epic and gangster, and he was very narcissistic. Just open and shut case right there. He was extremely narcissistic. One day, when I was walking down the hallway, I simply said to him, "Nice eyebrows." And I wasn't even kidding, because I was a kid, I was 15 years old, so I thought it was just cool that he had those eyebrows. And he was like, "What did you say to me? Huh? What did you say to me?" And he got up in my face, and he pinned me up against a locker, and he was like, "I will destroy you!" And I was like, dude, chill out. He had got sent into a narcissistic rage because he thought I was making fun of his stupid eyebrows. And then he later got expelled from school for dealing drugs, particularly pot. So I gave all these examples just to give you a wide, diverse look at how most narcissists I've personally known and heard of other people as well, have been criminals. That's not internet theory, that's not internet rumor, that's not overgeneralization, that's just every narcissist I've personally known. Not the ones I've studied, not the ones I've talked to recreationally to learn about them. That's in my personal life without even trying to look for them. That is what narcissists are like. They are not to be trusted. They have incredibly criminal minds. They are always looking for what they can exploit, what they can abuse, what they can take. And a lot of people get mad at me. They're like, "How dare you generalize these poor narcissists? You're not professional at all." And it's like, dude, I get that there's a small subset of narcissists. I want to say, I don't have any proof for this, but I want to say maybe less than 10 to 20% of narcissists maybe have their life together, or maybe have found a way to filter supply through themselves to make it so they can self-sustain. But narcissists are narcissists, okay? Even if they're supposedly good, which I don't believe for a second, they still have a criminal mind. They're just suppressing it or looking for ways to exploit it without hurting other people. So that's something to keep in mind. Just because some narcissists are okay does not mean narcissism equals good. I'm so sick of that argument. To be a narcissist is to have the neural pathways and a brain that tells you to be selfish and choose violence every day. And if not literally violence, emotional violence, theft, lies, dishonesty, not for self-preservation, but for control and dominance. So yeah, when I talk about narcissists being criminals, I am not just putting them all in a box or being unfair to them. A lot of them don't deserve a second chance, okay? A lot of them don't deserve a deeper dive into their humanity. A lot of them are trashy human beings. Not even trashy. Trashy people are actually nice and decent. These people are evil. They are the personification of evil. And I don't buy these explanations of, oh, you can't generalize us. You can't put us all in a box. I'm not. I'm basing this off of the personality disorder known as narcissism. And I'm not even really talking about, like, young male narcissists. Like, yeah, okay, a lot of young men are narcissists. I forgive them. They've had a troubled life a lot of the time. But when it comes to what I'm talking about, like, 45-year-old malignant narcissists who make this a lifestyle choice, basically, at this point. Those guys are not to be redeemed whatsoever. They are absolutely sick and twisted. But I'm not saying I hate every narcissist or that every narcissist is a criminal, but I would say a strong majority of actual, real, clinical narcissists walking the streets are either criminals or emotional predators. Now, I have actually talked to some narcissists that I kind of liked. I may name him in a future video or see if I can't get him for a video in this channel. He's basically a covert narcissist, and I talked to him, and he's really nice, and not in a manipulative way. He has reformed. He believes in peace and love now, and he's not kidding around. He has reformed his life. But you know how rare that is? Especially for them to articulate it like that? It's so rare. Most narcissists are criminals. End of story. As for the crimes they commit, like I said, a lot of them prefer things that let them pillage and steal like ancient pirates in real life. Like burglary. Some narcissists absolutely love burglary. Other narcissists like putting things in people's drinks. Other narcissists are relationship predators and just want to steal and hurt people's boyfriends and girlfriends. It really depends on the narc, but if you're dealing with someone you 1000% suspect is a narcissist, be wary of their criminal capabilities, because there's a good chance they could do a number on you. That's all. See ya.